10 days after Vladimir Putin's invasion, Ukraine continues to fight back. The country's armed forces claimed to have shot down 2 Russian warplanes on Saturday, with a second fighter downed in the south of the country. It was on a reconnaissance mission when it crashed. Its 2 pilots survived and were interrogated in a muddy field. The crew on board a Russian military helicopter were less fortunate. Video shows a missile hitting the transport. It crashes seconds later in a ball of fire. Meanwhile, in the Kharkiv region, Ukrainian troops staged a counterattack, seizing Russian weapons and armored vehicles. These were immediately redeployed in the existential fight against Moscow. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Putin's war plan assumed a quick and decisive victory over Ukraine's inferior army. Tanks would roll in from the north and Belarus, as well as the south and Crimea. They would crush any resistance. Meanwhile, paratroopers would secure strategic aerodromes before dropping into Kyiv and decapitating its government, the crowning moment in what Putin called a special operation. Most Ukrainians would adjust to these new realities, it was thought. A pro-Russian puppet government would be installed. Those who continued to resist would face condign punishment, imprisonment, arrest and execution. Russia's military machine has succeeded in seizing much of southeastern and southern Ukraine, including the city of Kherson and its surrounding province. But it has failed to pacify the locals. Residents flooded Kherson's main square on Saturday, seemingly unafraid of being shot, and protested peacefully and noisily against occupation. They waved Ukrainian flags and even hijacked a Russian armored personnel carrier, taking it for a spin to loud applause. Similar large-scale anti-Russian demonstrations took place in Melitopol, where Russian soldiers fired into the air, and the Azov seaport of Berdyansk. It was too early to say whether Putin's ambitious plan to conquer Ukraine is grinding towards failure. But there is no doubt Ukraine's continued ability to fight back has defied his apparent assumption of a swift and largely unopposed Russian victory. Speaking to the BBC, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken reinforced the message Moscow's campaign was faltering and said Ukraine can absolutely win against Russia. He observed, "The war has already not gone as Russian President Vladimir Putin might have planned." U.S. officials point to the fact that Ukrainian aircraft are still operational this weekend, together with some air defense units. It is a scenario most had believed unlikely when Moscow's so-called special operation began last week. Russia has forbidden the word war and made its use a criminal offense. The Ukrainians still have a significant majority of their air combat power available to them, both fixed-wing and rotary-wing as well as unmanned systems and surface-to-air systems, a U.S. official told Reuters, speaking on condition of anonymity. With its land invasion apparently stalled, and with little progress made in the advance of a Russian super column towards Kyiv, Moscow is increasingly turning to indiscriminate shelling and bombing of civilians. The objective, Kyiv believes, is to spread panic and terror. Multiple cities were hit on Saturday. Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, says Moscow's terror tactics were designed to force capitulation. In a video address on Friday night, he berated NATO members for failing to enforce a no-fly zone over the country, saying it gave a green light for further bombing of Ukrainian cities and villages. These attacks seem born, not of a grand strategy, but of increasing frustration in Moscow at the progress of the war. Andrei Soldatov, an expert on Russia's security services, said Russia's military did not seem to be fully in control. You have the political element dominating decision-making. Others pointed to outdated hardware. Russia has a 20th century army. Ukraine is using 21st century weapons, Alina Chebeluk, a historian in Lviv, said. She added, "We are fighting in small mobile groups. Our fighters can hide. They know the territory. Locals support them." The Ukrainian offensive in the Kharkiv region was possible because of low morale and a lack of preparation among Russian reserves, Ukraine's armed forces said. Some separatist units had also pulled back to the Donetsk and Luhansk regions after Ukrainian units seized the town of Horlivka. Ukraine's military claims 10,000 Russian soldiers have been killed. Moscow puts the figure at 500. On Saturday, the defense minister, Alexei Reznikov, said 66,224 Ukrainians living abroad had returned home to fight, the equivalent of 12 brigades. Ukrainians, we are invincible, he said. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.